Standard 5th Subject E.V.S. Part 1. Lesson number 4, Environmental Balance. Let's study about food chain. Look at the small worms on the grass. The worms eat grass and leaves. The grasshopper eat the grass. The grasshopper eat the worms and the bird eat the grasshopper. Who eat the birds? Birds which are bigger in size eat the smaller bird. Then what will be the food of the plants? Plants prepare their own food using water and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight. Different components like the sun, plant, worms, grasshopper, sparrow are seen in the above picture. The sun, plants, worms, grasshopper and birds are connected to each other by food. Therefore, we say that they are the component of the chain. Such a chain is called as a food chain. Each of these components are the link in the food chain. There are several links in the chain. If this link separate from each other, it cannot be called as a chain. Although each link of the chain is complete object in it itself, still it is joined to the links before and after it. If any links comes loose, the chain is broken. Now let us see the food chain of the grassland. Here the food chain starts from the grass. The deer eat the grass, the tiger hunt the deer as it is dependent on the deer for the food. Thus, there are three stages in the food chain. The tiger is dependent on the deer and the deer is dependent on the grass. Now, let us study one more food chain. Find out which is missing link. A worm is shown in the first link. Worms eat the leaves. The second link is blank. And the third link shows an owl eating a small bird. Now tell me which picture should be there in the second link to complete the food chain? Correct. A picture of a small bird like a sparrow. Now this food chain is complete. A worm eats the leaves, the bird eats the worms, and the owl feeds on the small birds. Now let us see this example. Plants prepare their food with the help of sunlight. Rabbit thrive on plants. Snake eat rabbit. If the number of rabbit in the food chain reduces, and it will affect the snake which are dependent on them, and their number will also reduce. There are many food chain in nature. If one of the link in the chain is lost in the chain or reduced in the number, then the food chain does not last. Let us understand some more food chain. Plants need sunlight to grow. Insect live on plants. Frog eats insect. Snakes eat frogs and eagle feeds on snake. Now look at this food web. It has many food chain. Let us understand them. Grass, deer, fox. Grass, deer, lion. Grass, worm, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Grass, worm, grasshopper, mouse, hawk. Grass, worm, grasshopper, mouse, snake, hawk. Grass, rabbit, hawk. Grass, rabbit, lion. Grass, rabbit, fox. Plant, worm, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Plant, worm, grasshopper, mouse, hawk. Plant, worm, grasshopper, mouse, snake. Plant, squirrel, hawk. Plant, rabbit, lion. Plant, rabbit, hawk. Plant, rabbit, fox. Now, let us find out the food chain. Mouse has one of its link. Grass, worms, grasshopper, mouse, hawk. grass, worm, grasshopper, mouse, snake, hawk. Plant, worm, grasshopper, mouse, hawk. Plant, worm, grasshopper, mouse, snake. Plant, mouse, snake. Plant, mouse, hawk. Let us see food chain have worms as one of its link. Grass, grass, worms, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Grass, worm, grasshopper, mouse, hawk. Grass, worm, grasshopper, mouse, snake, plant. Worm, grasshopper, frog, snake, hawk. Plant, worm, grasshopper, mouse, hawk. Plant, worm, plant, mouse, snake. Plant, mouse, hawk. Oh, very good. No food chain is independent. Different food chains are connected to each other in a complex way. A living thing can be a part of nature or food chain in order to fulfill its food requirement. That living thing can consume different types of food that gives rise to a food web in nature. In our next video, we are going to study about the most important food in food chain is plant. Thank you.